Before you make any decisions on what you want to do next year and what you want to stop doing next year, I want you to think about the motivating factors. All right, what are the things that are motivating you to either do those things or stop those things? Okay, depending on what your goals are, depending on what your plans are, whether it's financially, all right, through maybe investing, saving, paying off debt, all that stuff. I want you to also take the time and the moment to put down exactly what is driving you to do those things. All right. We human beings, we have the hierarchy of needs, right? The Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And the whole idea is we have the basic levels, all right, and then we have self-actualization at a top level. Now, the basic things, your basic needs to be met before you move on to like food and things like that, and then you move on to your self-image and self-worth, all right? And all of this is driven by what is imminent to us, okay? So for some people, we find ourselves in different stages of life depending on what is surrounding us, all right? Depending on situations we find ourselves. Those things will determine what we do, when we do things. And this is where the problem lies, because if we let everything that is happening around us dictate how we act, trust me, most of our goals will not be achieved. So let's talk about 2023 for a second, all right? When I started this channel has, I think I started in 2019, okay? And the main reason why I started this channel was because I made a decision to do something and I wanted to stay consistent with it. Yes, there might be issues. There might be times in which I wouldn't be consistent. There will be times in which I wouldn't make a video because I'm sick. By the way, I'm actually sick right now, but I'm making this video. So the point here is there were issues along the way, but I made a decision to make something because I don't like playing video games. I do like playing video games, but I realized it wasn't something that I felt fulfilled doing, right? That top level, self-fulfillment, actualization, that ability to reach that level is something that requires you to really ask yourself what is really important to you. And for me, for this channel, one of the important things for me was that I wanted to create something that would help people and will make me better each time, because it requires me to continue to learn and grow and develop and improve. And the truth is, at the beginning stages, things are slow, you're not confident, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're saying, but over time, it gets better. Now, the result sometimes doesn't correlate with the amount of efforts that you put in. And this is where this is similar to investing. Think about it. When you are starting out investing, one of the things that you notice is that your income or your dividends or the ability for the money to grow is very slow. But if you can continue to put in the work and you continue to improve and you continue to make tiny improvements every day, every time, what will happen is that over time, this effort and the improvement would compound. And that's where you want to be. That's the goal. The goal isn't to get to the top because there's no top. Have you ever thought about that? Whether it's investing, whether it's in whatever you're trying to work, whether it's you're working on your body, whether it's working on your mental state, there is no top. There's peak performance, okay? Because every time we all go through levels in our ability to assimilate or ability to perform, things will change, situations will change, our motivations will change. But at the end of the day, our ability to get to a top is not possible, because at the end of the day, there's no top. If you think about it, the richest person today, 10 years from now, won't be the richest person because somebody else would probably surpass him, right? Same thing goes with our own ability to save and invest and all that. There is never a top. There's always a goal we want to reach. But once you reach that goal, trust me, you set a new higher goal. And that's where it's self-defeating effort to set a goal and think when you get there, then you'll be happy. Because at the end of the day, you won't be happy. Why am I saying this? We have a lot of plans that we wanted to achieve, maybe some financial goals this year. The question is, did we get to achieve those goals? Did we get to actually arrive at the destination that we set for ourselves? The truth is, majority of the time, we end up getting there and even surpassing it, but not realize it. And I can use myself as an example, whether it's maybe saving money or whether it's investing. There's so many goals I set for myself. Majority of the time, we get to achieve those goals, but we fail to realize that we've actually passed it because what will end up happening is that we get there, it doesn't feel the same. The expectation doesn't meet the reality. The truth is that whatever problems you had when you were poor is most likely the problems you still have when you're rich. Sometimes money can solve certain problems, but doesn't solve everything. So it's important to understand what is the driving factor in all that we are setting for ourselves. So going into 2024, the question you should be asking yourself is, what is the main reason as to why I want to do this thing or I want to stop doing this thing? Okay, whether it's a financial goal, you want to reach $10,000. Why do you want to reach $10,000? Is so that you can say that you have $10,000? Because trust me, when you get to $10,000, you realize that, oh, I need to have $100,000. When you have 100,000, you realize you need $1 million. When you have $1 million, you need to 10 million. And that is just the human nature. But rather, why don't you ask important questions? How would my life be different if I had 10,000? Okay, how does this impact my life? How does this make my life better? How does this improve my situation? Because if the ability to save $10,000 is something that will significantly change your life, the effort to do that thing becomes easier or easily done because you have a much more stronger reason as to why you're pursuing that goal or you want to reach that goal. 2023 has been great. For all of you that have subscribed to my channel, I want to say thank you if you're watching this video. But one thing I'll say is that I know that engagement on my channel isn't as great as I want it to be because I ask for likes, not a lot of people drop likes. I ask for comments, not a lot of people drop comments as well. Why? Because for some reason, it's hard to connect with the majority of you. And I think, well, if I'm going to blame myself, if I'm going to blame anything, I'll blame myself, right? I take responsibility for that because maybe I'm not as, I don't know. I really can't tell you what it is. But the point here is, going in 2024, I'm looking for ways to drive engagement. Why is engagement important? Because it drives the connection that is needed to connect with the audience. And that is always important, okay? I enjoy this creative aspect of being able to come up with an idea and bring it to life by sharing it with the world, even though I don't do a lot of editing and all this fancy stuff, because at the end of the day, I have limited amount of time. This is not my full-time job, but I enjoy the creative process. I have an idea in my head and I'm able to put it out to the world. That is a big accomplishment to me. So if you believe in the things that you want to do in 2024, I want you to list the important reasons, okay? Important reasons, the motivational factors as to why you want to achieve that goal. And trust me, when you have strong enough reasons, it will become easier for you to achieve it. I just wanted to share that with you. I'd love to see you next year.